Well, hello there. What is going on? Commando here, and finally, WrestleMania is done. I'm so glad that this weekend is done, or it's almost sort of done, I guess. There's still a couple of things to do, but I'm hoping they're sort of cutting back now on the content because they've been posting a lot of content, not just like the WrestleMania and Takeover and what have you, but they've had a lot of exclusive things as well. So I'm kind of hoping that's almost done. I would imagine they probably still have a couple of things leading into Raw and SmackDown, with these WrestleMania diary things. I know not everybody likes to watch that stuff, but I do. So it's been very time consuming. This whole weekend has been wrestling, just wrestling the entire weekend. But anyways, we're going to talk about WrestleMania 34, the review. Let's get to it. The first, I actually really enjoyed, say, the first half of the show. I actually was like, this is actually a really good WrestleMania. I'm enjoying this. And then it sort of went downhill from there. Downhill-ish at times. It was, and then, but we'll get there. First off, the pre-show, we have the men's battle royal, the participation award battle royal, as I like to call it. I actually enjoyed it. I wasn't expecting to, but I actually found myself really enjoying the battle royal. I thought it was good, and eventually Matt Hardy won, which I thought was pretty cool. With the help of Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt came, did his, I don't know what you want to call it, his blackout thing, where he shows up and helped Matt, and they got the win, and they hugged. It was pretty cool. He was thanking. He was like, thank you, Bray," and then they hugged. It was beautiful. But yeah, that was how it went. And then he started talking to the statue, as you do, just do a bit of statue talking. Um, and then the second match, that one lasted 15 minutes 45. And what I liked is that everyone was in the ring, whereas at the women's one, which we'll get to in a minute, they were kind of all out of the ring at times. But we'll get to that in a sec. And then moving on, we have Cedric Alexander defeating Mustafa Ali, 12 minutes 20. It was good match. I feel like the cruiserweight should be like the X division in TNA from like 10 years ago, like literally 10 years ago, where they should just be doing, you know, crazy and insane stuff and having great matches all the time. And I'm not saying this was a bad match, but because it's very impressive, the spike tornado DDT and this reverse spike Rana, which is very cool. That's an amazing move to see. But these things that they're doing, the Mustafa Ali and Cedric, it's the same thing that they're doing almost every match. Like the Spanish Fly and that, yeah, that's a very cool move. This is something they're doing quite frequently. I don't want to. I'm not saying that isn't impressive, but I was expecting more. But what I did like was the bloody Mustafa's entrance. He looked badass. He looked really, really badass. He had this weird light thing coming from his hand, and he had this weird mask thing. It looked really cool. But yeah, it was a good match. I just, the moves that they're doing is something we're seeing quite frequently, as in almost every match. So it'd be good to see something else, Just my opinion. But Cedric got the win. It was good. And Cena was also in the crowd. He was there doing his thing, and he was shocked at something that happened in this match. But then the women's one was won by Naomi. It lasted 9 minutes 50. But as I said, and there was 20 people here, 30 in the men's one. There was NXT ladies there. They were sort of the NXT ladies were going against everyone else. It was interesting. Um, but yeah, like so much of the time they were going out with the ring, like out under the bottom rope or whatever, and it was kind of hard to tell at times who was actually eliminated. But it seemed like they were very concentrated on doing these spots and getting these spots shown off. Um, but it was okay. It was all right, I guess. It wasn't as good as the men's one, in my opinion. And eventually, Sasha and Bailey sort of worked together, and it looked like they were the final two, and Bailey eliminated Sasha. And then Naomi comes out of nowhere, hits the rear view on Bailey and throws her out. So I was like, oh, okay, because it looked like Bailey won. 'Cause I don't think Naomi got eliminated, but we haven't seen her come back. So I was like, maybe she is eliminated. So I was like, yes, when Bailey won, cool moment for her, getting a bit of revenge on Sasha. But then Naomi comes in and wrecks her. So she got wrecked. Um, yeah, it was okay. Moving on to the main show with people singing the song, the America the Beautiful song. Um, and I watched the exclusive thing after, and they just seem like such genuinely nice people. That's just what they just seem like, so happy, and I guess they were just glad to be there and seemed very happy. That's just what I got from the video. I was like, oh, these are just seem like very nice people. That's just what I got from it. But anywho's the first match, which I thought was a good way to start, it was the triple threat for the Intercontinental title. Seth Rollins beating Miz and Balor 15 minutes 30, and Seth and Miz's entrance were so cool. Seth, I'm assuming, was based on the Game of Thrones White Walkers, I think they're called. I don't know because I don't really watch the show. I always hear things. He looked badass. He had these blue eyeballs and this cool suit thing, and it was badass. I was like, this is so cool. Like, I was like, I'm actually excited here. I'm actually enjoying WrestleMania. I'm actually enjoying watching a pay-per-view, which is not a thing that I was expecting to happen because I don't like this 7 hour long crap. But I was really digging his entrance, and Miz had a cool suit thing, and he had this like weird like holographic thing. There was a few things of that throughout the show, which was pretty cool. It's better that than the stupid words that come up on the screen. Like that words on the promos thing that they've started doing recently is so stupid. But this holographic thing was kind of cool. I thought it was all right. But yeah, it was a good match, and Seth got the win. He looked great, some great moves. They all guys looked great, I felt. But he got the win by doing the curb stomp thing while Thingy was pinning Miz, and then he hit the curb stomp again on Miz and got the win. I think Corey Graves called it the burn it down bit. I don't know if that's a good name to call it. Like the blackout, as it used to be called, was a good name. But yeah, Seth won, so cool. Um, and then next again, we have one match that surprised me by the winner was Charlotte beating Asuka by submission, 30 minutes 5. A good match. It was a good match. I did really enjoy it. But I was very shocked that Asuka lost, especially in the way that she lost, because she was just in the figure eight for not very long. And like the rest of the match was good. I liked it. There were some good moments, some brutal moments. And Charlotte's entrance, oh my God, that was really cool. I thought that was awesome. But I just thought that she was in the figure eight for not a long time, and then she just tapped out. I just thought that didn't make sense because we've seen them in the past, like a Natalia and Sasha being in it for a while. And she was in it for so little and then tapped out. I was like, what? So that kind of shocked me. But it was still a good match. And Asuka afterwards, says Charlotte was ready for Asuka and they hugged and what have you. So I don't know. I didn't think that was how. It was an alright. I was okay with the match going that way with Charlotte winning, but just not in that fashion. But still a good match. And afterwards, there was a ref running over to Cena and talking to him, and it looks like he's saying, "Oh, he's here." And then Cena's like jumps up out of the crowd and runs up the ramp, and the crowd's going nuts. So the Undertaker was apparently there. We'll get to that in a little bit. And then moving on, we have the Fatal 4-Way for the US title. It was 30 minutes 5. Jinder Mahal surprisingly won. It was kind of unfortunate. I was pulling for Rusev. And also, I think I'm positive, but well, I'm pretty positive, but I think Aiden English had hair in the Battle Royal. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to look it up and see. But then in this match, when he was doing his sing song, he was bald. He'd shaved his hair or something since this too. I'm pretty sure of it. It looked that way anyway. I'd have to just double check, but it looked that way. And I like this new sing song thing that he does before the entrance, like the rhyming thing. I like my raps and my rhymes, so I like what he's doing there. They're doing some different things now with the Rusev Day. I like it. But the match was okay. It never really reached the greatness of the Intercontinental title thing match, but I still thought it was okay. Not the best, but not the worst. And Jinder got the win after Rusev kicked the Singh brother, and then he got the class by Jinder and won. So yeah, but I think Rusev might be full on face now, so maybe they're gonna do Rusev versus Jinder feud. I don't know. And then afterwards, this next match was the best match of the night, in my opinion. By far the most entertaining match. Was Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey beating Triple H and Stephanie, 20 minutes 40. Uh, I didn't expect this at all, and I was in the way it started as well. It started kind of slow, but then it just got really good. It honestly did. It was just great. I really enjoyed it. And Triple H, Stephanie had came out in their weird tricycle things again, motor tricycles. Um, it was the same thing as last year, sort of, but they both had one this time. Um, it was all right, but Cole was acting like, oh, this is like the greatest entrance ever, and I'm like, what? Did you just see Charlotte's entrance? Did you just see Seth Rollins and Miz? That was awesome. But he was like jizzing over this one. I was like, I mean, yeah, it was all right, I guess, but Charlotte's was really cool, and Seth just looked so badass to me, and even Mustafa Ali was been better than Triple H's in my opinion, with that whole light thing coming out of his hand and that weird mask. There were some cool entrances this year. I really liked some of the entrances, but the match was very good, very entertaining. Lots of good things happened in it, and Ronda looked really good. I think she is gonna. If we're gonna get that sort of stuff from her, I think we're in for a. She's not gonna be as bad as people made out to be. People were very critical of her, but I think that went out the window here because she proved a lot of people wrong, in my opinion. Triple H and her was fighting, well, more Ronda beating up Triple H, but there was he did like try to power bomb her or something, and then she hurricane ran at him. But there was men on woman thing, like Kurt Angle thingied Stephanie in the ankle lock and stuff. So I don't know why they can't have a more of a full on men versus woman match. It happened before in WWE. It happens all the time elsewhere in other companies. I would like to see it more prominently featured. Like the whole mixed match challenge thing could have been even better if the men and women could actually fight. Like, and I mean the men hitting the woman, not just the woman hitting the men. There's none of that, I don't know what you want to call that, but there needs to be equal there, not just the woman being allowed to hit the men. Um, but yeah, I really like this match. It was very, very good, very entertaining. And Ronda won with the armbar. She tried the armbar so many times. I thought it was kind of a bit weird that she couldn't get it in on Stephanie. Like Stephanie kept blocking her or whatever. I thought that was a bit weird, but it was still very entertaining. I really enjoyed it. And then moving on, the next match we have the SmackDown Tag Titles. This was one of the matches that I felt could have been cut. Didn't need to happen. If I was cutting matches, right, this was probably what I would get rid of. Is this? Um, I guess AJ and Shinsuke, maybe the Braun thing. I thought it was kind of funny. Um, Probably Brock and Roman because of the result. Maybe Nine Alexa, even though I did like it. And then probably maybe the Fatal 4 with the US title and like all of the battle royals. You could have caught at least an hour or two from this show. It just didn't need to be as long as it was. Um, but yeah, the Bludgeon Brothers. It only lasted 5 minutes, and the crowd just never got into it because, well, that's the thing. I read on Twitter because I wanted to see what people thought after, before I made this, and people were like, "Oh, the crowd is dead for this, or they're dead for that," and I'm like, "Well, so why are they reacting afterwards when there's something good happening?" You know, like people are like, "Oh, the crowd is so dead for AJ and Shinsuke." Well, could it be that the match wasn't good? Because that was the case, but we'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, this it was they were doing their moves and whatever, but it never really got going. I think because the Bludgeons attacked before the match really started, and they never really were doing. They just never really got into that greatness like a the triple threat or like a Ronda and Kurt, and it was very short too, which probably didn't help things. But the Bludgeons won after a big double team powerbomb thing off the top. Um, so yeah, nothing really to say about it. And then moving on, we have the John Cena Undertaker thing. Undertaker did come out. well, after a while, like John Cena he comes out, and then another ref comes out and says, "Oh no, Taker's away" or something, and then the lights go out, and it's Elias. I thought that was funny. I thought that was awesome, and he's singing his song and what have you. And then he bloody Cena just beats him up. Unfortunately, I was like, oh, okay, that's not so good. But then Taker does come out and they have a match. I really like seeing Taker. Taker's one of my favorites of all time. Him and Shawn Michaels probably are my two favorites of all time. So I was very happy when Taker came out. It was good to see him. And it was weird. Like Cena wanted this, and then the entire time he was just like shitting himself. Like Taker coming out, and he's like there just shivering and what have you. And then in the match, he's like shitting himself, and like Taker does the sit up, and he's like shitting himself. And it was only 2 minutes 45, and Taker just pretty much beat the hell out of him. Really, he didn't really get in much offense. I think Cena got in his backdrop thing and the knuckle shuffle, and then or went for the five knuckle shuffle, and then that was the end of him. Taker choke slam, tombstone, Dunsky. Um, so yeah, I thought it was all right. It was good to see Taker just show up and do a little thing like that. Didn't take up too much time. Um, and then there was a Hall of Fame thing, yada 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 yada. And then we move on to Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, 15 minutes 25. Daniel Bryan in that one. It's weird to me that Daniel Bryan still did the missile dropkick thing. Like, it's weird to me that anybody even does that after the issues that Daniel Bryan's had. The one where they land on the back. Why not land on the stomach where you can protect your head and that and your whatever because you're land on your stomach and you'll be able to block with your hands. Like I don't get why you would do the back one where you land on your back. Just doesn't make sense to me. Um, but and it's also weird that the first thing that Daniel Bryan had to do when he got cleared was get powerbombed by Kevin Owens on the apron. I'm like, that's one of the worst bumps you could take. I thought that was weird. But yeah, that's what happened here as well. They attacked him before the match started and did that. And then they were just beating up Shane, and then eventually Daniel Bryan comes in and does all this stuff. Like I was happy for Daniel Bryan. Like I love Daniel Bryan. He's awesome. Probably the one of my favorites of the last few years, and it was good to see him come back. But the match wasn't really, anything special. But it was good to see Daniel Bryan getting all this stuff. Um, but this was kind of where I was, starting to get a bit bored. Was this match, and it got worse during AJ Shinsuke. Um, but yeah, Daniel Bryan won, so I was very happy. It was a happy moment. So I probably would have kept that match. And I know I said I would get rid of it, but you could, like I said, you could easily cut a good chunk of this show away. Um, anyways, they announced the record, blah blah blah. Moving on, we have Nia Jax defeating Alexa Bliss, 10 minutes 15. I kind of liked it. I thought they told a good story. Nia, beat the crap out of Mickey to begin with, and then she was sort of a story of Alexa trying to overcome Jax, and then she finally, starts ripping out her eyeballs. You can't really do much when you've got no eyeball. So that was kind of the story with her always attacking the eyes, and eventually Nia Jax, had enough of that shit and beat her up, and did a Super Samoan drop off the middle rope and got the win. So yeah, I liked the match. I thought it was okay. I thought they told a good story there. Um, and then moving on, we have Shinsuke versus AJ. AJ won. Like I said, I did have a feeling he might win. 20 minutes 20. Um, and it had its moments. And I liked the entrance. I thought Shinsuke's entrance was cool with a guitarist, Nita Strauss. Um, she's apparently Alice Cooper's guitarist. I thought that was pretty cool because like when they said it was a guitarist, I was like, guitarist? How's that gonna work? But yeah, it did work and it was really cool. Um, but as for the match, I don't think it was good. I mean, I'm not saying it was a bad match, but it wasn't, it wasn't a great match. They had some all right moments, but people were like, "Oh, this is a dream match, dream match." I don't think it was good. I thought there was the Triple H and Ronda match was far better. They had Intercontinental Triple Threat match was far better. Hell, I'd even say the men's battle royal was better. It just wasn't. Just wasn't good in my opinion. I don't think it was. They had a couple of good moments, and the highlight of the actual match was how it ended, where Styles countered something, like was it a Kinshasa or something? He countered some sort of kick thing or something in the Styles Clash, and it looked really cool, and he actually won with it. So that was really cool. But then the highlight of the whole thing was after, where AJ's like presenting the title Shinsuke's presenting the title to AJ, and then boom, AJ's dong got smashed. That was pretty. I like that. I'm not gonna lie, that was a cool moment. So it looks like Shinsuke is now heel, and then he just was like beating the shit out of him, kicking him in the face for like 5 minutes straight. So it looks like the feud's gonna continue. I just hope we get better matches out of it, and we might get a better build out of it too with Shinsuke being heel. I'm interested to see where they go with that. But the main thing, I just want entertaining matches, because that match that didn't do it. And then people. That's what I just want to see the responses. And people are like, oh, the crowd is dead. So why were they reacting in the next match for Braun and his kid, the Nicholas, the kid? Why were they going nuts for that, loving that when stuff happened there? Hmm? Hmm? Because that was entertaining. That's why. If they're entertained, they'll react. They reacted to Ronda's match. They reacted to the triple threat and what have you, because it was entertaining. This wasn't. It was sort of slow and plodding and not really much happening. So they didn't react. It's as simple as that. I know these people don't like to criticize their indie darlings or whatever, but that's how it is. It's as simple as that. If it wasn't entertaining, excuse me, the crowd won't react. Simples. So moving on, we have Braun and, as I said, the kid from the crowd. I couldn't believe it. I still thought somebody's gonna come out here and just be Braun's partner. Somebody's gonna surprise, but no. He went to the crowd and got this kid. I thought it was a chick at first. I thought it was a girl at first, but no, it was a boy because he had long hair. And he brings this kid in, and the kid seems so scared and so nervous. I was like, does this kid even know this is supposed to be happening? I don't know. But apparently it's the referee John Cohen's son. Apparently. That's something that's going around. But yeah, Braun beat them both. The highlight was when he went for like the hot tag and the kid gets in. And as I said, the crowd was going nuts for this. They thought this was entertaining, so they reacted to it. And it looked like he's gonna do something. Cesaro was gonna do something, but then he instantly tagged out, and Braun just, uh, you know, beat them up. I think he did like a double cross body or something. I can't remember how it really ended. Uh, I don't know. There was a double cross body or something at some point anyway, and then he hit the power slam and got the win. And the kid in that was celebrating. Yeah, it was funny. I was like, what the fuck? But it was funny. But still, it was like I was quite surprised that this got approved. This was what they thought of instead of a surprise return or something. So I'd imagine they'll lose the titles on Raw. I would have to imagine. I mean, you can't keep the titles on a kid, but I'll be interested to see where that goes. I'd like to maybe see the revival hit the Shatter Machine on the kid, of course. Who wouldn't want to see that and become champions? But I could maybe see like the thing that keeps going around is the Authors of Pain coming up. Maybe they could come in and win, and maybe not be buried like the revival have been. So we'll see. Moving on, we have the final match, which was 15. Oh, and that tag match was only 4 minutes long. And then we have this one, which is 15:55. Brock Lesnar beating Roman Reigns. Uh, just a typical Brock match. And the crowd did not care for this match at all. There was booing. There was this is awful chants. There was boring chants. There was obviously beach balls being thrown around. Um, It was just a typical thing, suplexes. And of course, Reigns kicks out of 5 F5s. Um, that just doesn't make sense to me. So how the fuck could Reigns and Strowman beat Reigns numerous times, and what have you, and kick out finishers and what have you, but then and Strowman beat Reigns tons of times as well. But then when Strowman faces Lesnar, one F5, done. Samoa Joe faces Lesnar, one F5, done. Where's the continuity? How the fuck is Reigns kick out of five F5s, but these guys can't? But yet they've beat Reigns with far less. That doesn't make sense to me. That does not make sense. But yeah, and then he fucking the old fucking legitimate elbows busting Reigns open big time, and I mean big time. I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like a nasty, nasty cut on his head, just blood just pouring out, legit. Just ugh. Just why did they agree to that? I don't know. The same thing with Randy Orton when that happened. Why is that something that's been agreed to? I just don't get that. But yeah, then I thought that it would have been an all right way for them to end it with Reigns, getting fired up because of the blood and but he hits two spears and Lesnar still kicks out. And then Lesnar just F5s and wins. Boom. Like I said, I think that would have been a better way if Reigns, is fired up because of the blood and beats him, but no, he just gets beat like that. So so who's gonna beat Lesnar now? Like, because he's beat everybody on Raw. So I don't know where the hell they go with this. And apparently we're supposed to be going back to UFC. So what the fuck happens now? I don't know. We've got the champion still on someone who very rarely shows up, and whenever he does, he's beating everyone. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. It just doesn't make sense. Some people say things something could happen on Raw where he loses the title. I don't know, but I don't really like where they went with it. I would have rather Reigns just won, and then we could have had a full-time champion. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where they're going with that. And then after, Lesnar and that go away, and then there was a highlights thing, and then Reigns, after the highlight thing, Reigns is just shown getting out of the arena. I was maybe expecting something to happen then. Maybe Brock would come back out and, attack him or something, but no, he just walked out and his music hit and he went away. But yeah, I don't get why people, are booing Reigns, but yet cheering Lesnar. Lesnar is more of a problem than Reigns. I don't get these people. I really, really don't. So yeah, there's my review. I didn't expect to go this long, but it was a very long show. I didn't think I would yap as much as I did, but it happened. So yeah, like I said, I was really enjoying it up at the Kurt Angle match, and then it just sort of went down a little bit, and then up, 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 up for Taker, and then for Daniel Bryan. Like I was happy for Daniel Bryan, but the match I didn't feel was very great. It was still okay, still okay to see Daniel Bryan do stuff. And I did like Nia and Alexa. I thought it was all right. And then AJ and Nakamura just, I was very bored there. I was very, very bored in that match. It just wasn't entertaining me at all, really. Apart from a couple things. Braun and Nicholas thing was funny. And then Brock and Roman, I was just wanting the show to be over at that point, but I was still, watching wanting to see what was going to happen, but what happened wasn't good in my opinion. Just doesn't make sense for him to be champion, in my opinion. Just how I feel. So there's that. The review is done, and probably the last one, probably my last review. So 'cause I never get any sort of feedback or reviews. So I just said I would do up to WrestleMania, then that's it. So yeah, that's WrestleMania done. So I am very interested to see what's going to happen with Raw, what will happen with the Strowman thing, and what they're going to do with Lesnar, and I guess what they're going to continue doing with Ronda Rousey. Uh, so yeah, and the Shinsuke thing, I'm always interested to see what's going to go down there. But I'm just glad that WrestleMania is now over. Like I said, I hate WrestleMania weekend. All I've done this weekend is watch or read about wrestling. Like it when I was watching the Hall of Fame, right? I had to watch it on a computer, so I was just sitting like this. Like, but for the second half of it, I was so uncomfortable from sitting. This is how I eventually ended up sitting. And at times when I was watching like the YouTube exclusives, there was like over an hour of YouTube exclusives after the Hall of Fame thing for me to watch once I was done it. But this was how I was sitting, just because I was so uncomfortable and I wanted to still get things done. I was sitting like this on my feet watching stuff because I was that uncomfortable. I just needed to get up on my feet, but I still wanted to get all this stuff done. So I was sitting like this. I was doing it earlier as well when I was watching the exclusives for this for WrestleMania. There was quite a few of them. So yeah, but my sleep is all messed up from this as well. Like I slept for a few hours after NXT. Oh, and then and then I woke up for a while and I had something to eat and caught up with some stuff, some wrestling related stuff. And then I went to sleep again. I don't know, three-ish maybe. And I was hoping to sleep till like 8. That's when I set the alarm. But then I woke up at like 7:30, like I heard my mum and that coming back from picking my sister up or something. And then I heard them saying something about the computer not working. And when I heard that, I was like, "What? What the hell are you talking about?" And I thought maybe they meant the internet. And I was like, so that just woke me up. Like I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna get back to sleep now." So I was up, and bloody that was when there was more bloody YouTube things with the people arriving at WrestleMania and whatever else there was. So I watched that before WrestleMania started, and then down to get my tub of bloody food. I had a big bowl of bloody cereal and sandwiches and nuts and fruit and a whole heap of stuff. I actually still had some stuff that left over when I was done, so it definitely lasted. I made it last all 7+ hours or whatever it was. So I'm just glad it's over now. But at least I got this week off to recover. I need the week off after WrestleMania to recover because I'm not even because of WrestleMania and all this stuff. I'm not caught up with all my other stuff that I like to watch. Especially now because there's quite a lot of stuff I got to watch. I think I did speak about it in the Batman videos at the end of it. I've got quite a lot of stuff right now that's on. Everything sort of came on that I like at the same time. So instead of getting that watched at the weekend like I normally do, like on Saturday, and usually a little bit on Sunday, well, I didn't because there was so much bloody wrestling this week to watch. Like the Hall of Fame, that was pretty much all Saturday was that. Like I don't get up till kind of later on, so I got up at like 11ish, and then I got started at like 12. Started watching it about then, I think. And then that was like over 5 hours, 5 6 hours, and then there was all the stuff on other stuff online to look at and stuff to read and what have you. And then bloody NXT. I was through the night and then whatever, and then I was sleeping about 9ish. I was my own fault. I was later in getting slept because I ended up watching these videos about uh, Reverend Devon Dudley from SmackDown Shut Your Mouth. There were some these funny videos about that, and then I got onto something else from these people called the New Legacy Inc. That was the channel name. It was really funny. It was about like these celebrity videos where you can call a thing about where like a celebrity can call you or something with this like pre-recorded message. Like it was really funny. I ended up watching that for a while, so that's what delayed me an hour then. And then, WrestleMania day. So I'm just hoping it's sort of cutting back now and I can get caught up with other things and maybe this will be a better week. And it's ridiculous amount of stuff that there's been to watch and read about. I know you maybe don't think that stuff's necessary to watch, but if it's related to sort of the in ring sort of thing, I kind of want to see it. So that's why I watch it. Like that's why I watch like this, like the YouTube exclusives and what have you. Um, that's the only sort of stuff I watch. Like I don't go ahead and watch like the stuff that's happened. Like there's the videos with like the little highlights or whatever of Raw, like or SmackDown and what have you. I don't watch that. I'll just watch like the exclusive things or and what have you. But yeah, I better end this video because it's lasted a long bloody time. So yes, see you later. Bye. Hope you enjoyed WrestleMania. Feel free to tell me what you thought about it. Yeah. Bye.